Hello everyone, welcome back to the Spooky Island YouTube channel. Today we're going to be moving on to episode 8 of the Juvenile Justice TV show on Netflix. At the end of last episode we kind of got an idea of what the next case will be. Again, it introduces that teen again, which we saw early on in this series. And yeah, he's kind of been in a position where he's obviously caused a lot of damage. He's been driving recklessly and he hit a pedestrian, someone who was riding a motorcycle to be more exact. And put him in critical state in hospital. Right now he's currently in a coma, and again then you have more characters to this story which we don't know, other teens, as well as also linked to this case who could have a big part in this. We've got to remember as well the main culprit in this situation and the offender, which will be put him back in court again if he does get out of the coma. He did kind of get released from that detention centre back where he was shown before. And yeah, this is something which he's committed after that. Again, it was really interesting to see this was a thing which they kind of built up, and it was kind of structured this so this would happen. And again, I think it's really cool, like the way they're kind of linking the cases and again showing the differences and similarities between them. And yeah, it's working really well, I think, so far. Plus as well, the partner obviously of the judge has a connection with the teens at the detention centre quite a lot, so again for him we kind of saw that it was kind of an emotional position for him, and hopefully it's something which they can sort out smoothly, but we'll see how this case is handled, and see what direction it goes, if it's for the worst or for the better. So yeah, let's just get straight into this episode. Here we go. And again, they're over there drinking, again being happy and that, and not really thinking about, oh yeah, to me it didn't really seem like there was much gratitude or care for the guy who's in coma. I think this is why he was so like upset and shocked, because again for him he probably didn't foresee this. Because to him he probably was moving forward and improving with himself. So, and again it only took something like this, maybe a mix with the wrong people, which brought him all the way back down to rock bottom again. But how to me that seems like he's moving forward in that, and how can that change be so drastic from going to something so high and so low? And that's why I think there's a bigger problem we have with this case, and I think we're going to see this. And for him as well, personally, he's been through a lot, and he really wants to help people, and right now he probably feels a bit lonely and upset at the fact he couldn't do that. And it's difficult because again the judge herself is not really an emotional type, so it's hard for him to let all of it out because they're completely different. So it's really, yeah, just himself having to deal with this as well. As you could see, his picture was on the wall. It's like, it's almost what you could almost say, it's like the other bloke, to him it was someone who got him out of the mess. And I think that's why, again, which I think he's made it very clear, he wanted to follow the steps as the judge who was covering for him. It helped him and he wants to help others. And that's shown throughout this whole show. But obviously really clear right now. And that's the thing, if these kids find out that he's been in a detention centre, been in something like this, there's something they've got on him there, because again, they know if he gets sent back, it could be an even worse punishment. So it's something they have on him, and then they can pretty much get him to do what they want. And that's what I can kind of gather from this so far. It's something which they have on him, I think. And that's why he was so panicky when he was escaping, because he can't get caught, because he knew personally he'd be in a lot more trouble. And this was the other interesting part of the last episode. The kind of interaction both the judge and this woman had. God, the air just feels so like awkward, I guess. See. Is she placed here for more of a deliberate reason? See. Sometimes the damage is not physical damage. Like I've said before, it could be in a mental attack, and something. Words could be the problem. But why? There must be reasons for that. Again, the way he's saying it, it's like there's quite a few kids which possibly don't improve, but there must be reasons for that. They can't just go back. At the end of the day, everyone's human. So some people can take more than others, and again, there's a lot of variables which take place. It's not just something they just do. There's reasons, and I really want to find out that. Harass. I don't think that's the right word. He's right. It's interesting, like the way even that judge come in there and got so angry. It's like, to me, it didn't really seem like a big problem. It might be just me again, not thinking about something little which could be pretty big in this situation, but to me it's a bit of an overreaction. And I think even from the judge there, I think again she was the one who decided to investigate the other cases and he trusted her, so it's the other way around now. She has to trust him.
담당 법관님과 파악했으니 재판 진행 방향 역시 어떻게 사건이 발생했고
Good.
어떤 책임이 있는가. 사건의 실체 진실 파악이 문제야. 적정 절차에 따라 사건의 실체적 진실을 파악하는 것도 법관의 의무니까. 재판이 이렇게 들쑤시지 않아도.
Yeah, the thing with this case as well, he's got more of an emotional connection with this case. So you understand why he was doing it. At the end of the day, again, we don't really know the whole situation. So it's like, again, sneaking around it's difficult. So like, oh yeah, why wouldn't you just say that you're doing it, because it's not really a problem. But is it for them really just to think like, oh, it's a waste of time and they shouldn't be doing it because the case is closed, or it's going to be closed because there's nothing more to it, or is there something more which is detrimental to the case and could be a massive turning point? Maybe shows one of the younger teenagers caring a little bit more. At least someone feels responsible as well. Again, he was the one who had the control of the car and the wheel, but she probably knows quite a lot of information about what's going on. She might be a big part in this, I think, of releasing the truth. And again, I'm guessing the punishment as well, if you've been released and you put back in, is quite a problem. And again, the sentencing would be completely different, which I don't know the difference, but I'm only guessing it could be a lot worse, because you wouldn't go through all that to just for no reason. And I think he knows he knows the consequences if he does, because he's improved. He did improve, and it is upsetting seeing this, because I feel like all this build up, all this stuff he's received is made him go backwards. That's what they have. They knew that. It's such a it's cowards, man, cowards. Also true. You can't forget that. But there's still that something which made him switch to that point. When you think about it, to the point as well, you see in the video of him not even retaliating, to the point of then driving and not really caring at all. It's a big difference. It's a big difference. it's horrible. Again, he didn't even. I don't even know. It's so difficult because you see the video. It's like you think you should be able to self-defense and all that, but it's so complicated for that situation, and it's not like it's plain sailing for someone like that, because again, obviously of his background and stuff can get edited nowadays and such, and it's disgusting. Yeah, deliberately muted, I'd say. Yeah, they could probably send it to someone who could get the sound. There we go. Rose. I think I'm starting to work this out. Maybe it's the girl who appeared at the hospital that day. And again, there's photos there, which made him didn't fight back. There must have been a reason, and I was thinking there's something here. That's more information we've got there. But really, they should go for that other kid in the video who's attacking him, because again, it's assault. Should be punished.
피해자? 얘라도 피해자. 확실하니? 곽도석이 맡고 있는 그 영상에 백미준 어디 연관돼 있으니까. 그래서 영상 속의 오디오도 제거하고 영상도 몰래 법원 직원에게 부탁했겠지. 지금부터 네가 여기서 한 모든 발언은 법적으로 아무런 효력이 없어. 기록도 멈출 거고 친구들도 전혀 알 수 없어.
나 배고파. 야, 백미주.
말 그대로 멘붕 상태. 한 번 1박 2일 바다가자에서 갔다가 하나둘 수위를 높여가면서 우석이를 너무 괴롭혀서
Them kids, man.
그럼 렌트를 말리러 왔었니?
Shows an example of how spiteful some kids can be.
보면 언제까지 그건 진짜 미친 짓이니까.
And he would go to this far for this as well. Putting himself in risk.
결국 지우긴 지웠어요. 도석이
I respect that. I respect that. And there we go again. It's one of them situations where at first you think about the worst because of obviously his record, but again, it's proved to me sometimes it's not the case. But again, going back to this situation again, he did cause an accident and put someone in critical condition, so you've got to still think that.
근데 기대는 하지 마. 소년에게 또래 집단 관계는 목숨보다 중요해.
I want to see them other kids get punished. They were annoying me a little bit from what I'm obviously going with what she said. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. Something like that would be something they would almost hold over her and him as well. And it's just, you don't know how some people think, especially teenagers, are completely different than adults, so it's a completely different position. But to even think that there's people out there who would be that horrible and surprises me. Obviously not everyone's perfect and you expect some stuff, but some things is just like, wow. And again, that question, why? Oh no. Wow. Oh my. Wow. That's just happened as well. It's made this a lot more serious. Oh, it's just horrible as well. You got to think. His wife and kid, it's just like that. They've lost someone and so quick, and it's horrible. You have two kids which are not going to be grown up with their dad. It's just, that's the thing you got to think back to. It's just, again, there's got to be punishment, but there's got to be more than one person getting punished here, 100%. So one time he decided to take responsibility, and again that improvement you could see from him was the responsibility to look after someone else. It is difficult 'cause, again, I think there's always going to be a situation, I think, for me and maybe some other people as well in this position. Maybe you feel a bit sorry for him because, again, you saw the improvement, you saw the possibility of him maybe getting past all this and all his previous life and all these wrongdoings, but it's sad to see this be the outcome for him. Excuse me?
지연된 정의는 정의가 아니다. 나는 소년 사건은 속도전이라고 생각해요. 지금 우리 부서에만 밀려있는 미제가 몇 건인 줄 압니까? 여러분들이 이런 시기니까 우리 부서에만 이렇게 쌓여 있는 겁니다. 앞으로는 별거 아닌 사건 힘 빼지 말고요.
Oh, so seriously. That is your interpretation on this case? Speed, that's what matters.
도서기를 보면은 제 어렸을 때 모습을 보는 것 같았습니다. 그래서 해준 것도 없고 해줄 수 있는 것도 없다는 거예요.
He can't be hard on himself. He did all he could do. I think the rest was it. It was down to him, and
올바른 결정을 내리는 제가 너무 감정만 할 수 있었던 것 같습니다. 죄송합니다.
at the end of the day, it was his choice to do what he did. You can have a certain, obviously, way with someone to maybe direct them in the right path, like, again, which we experienced with, obviously, him and the other judge.
교통사고 처리 특례법 위반, 주민등록법 위반, 사문서 위조, 위조 사문서 행사 등의 방조 혐의를 인정하십니까?
아니요, 저희 피고인들은 인정하지 않습니다.
근거가 뭐예요?
함께 차를 탔다는 건 인정하나 당시 법조석의 면허를 취득했고 차를 빌려왔는 줄 알았지. 검찰이 기소한 방조 사항에 전혀 관여하지 않았기 때문에. 예, 이 영상은 피고인 측 역시 이미 확인했으나 당시 말다툼이 있었고 말을 못
Cruel.
피고인이
That's what you describe a quarrel.
피고인 역시
Okay.
깊이 반성하고 있습니다.
This is very annoying. This is so annoying. It's starting to pee me off a little bit.
이 진정서에 보시면 증거 사진이 첨부되어 있습니다.
예, 검찰 측 진정서의 사진들도 증거로 제출할지 한번 검토하세요.
예, 이 사진 모두 증거로 제출하겠습니다.
증거로 채택하겠습니다.
Yes, the driver should obviously be punished, but I just really hope that some of these kids get the right punishment too, because of this, obviously their behaviour.
위 증거들로 미루어 봤을 때 이들의 관계를 친한 친구보다 권력 관계로 보는 것이 더 타당해 보입니다.
위조 신분증 제시도 자동차 컨택트 소명도 모두 법도석에 했죠.
그때의 증언들은 법적으로 아무런 효력 없다. 백미주에게도 고지했어. 사건의 진실도 중요하지만 자칫 잘못했다간
Puts her in a lot of risk and danger.
또 다른 피해자를 만들 수도 있는 문제야.
예, 동승자 4명 모두 긴장했고 특히 여자아이들은 더 심했고요.
확실합니까?
네, 확실합니다.
Feels like nowhere's getting gained. It's just, there has to be something which turns us around, but maybe the judge has been prepping something.
뚜렷한 증거가 있는 것도 아니고 모두 다 간접 증거일 뿐인데 이제 그만
Yeah, no.
부장님, 그치만 이대로 결론을 내기에는
어떤 관점에서
No.
보느냐에 따라서 달라질 뿐입니다.
재판 이대로 끝내선 안 됩니다. 판사님 말씀처럼 이 사건으로 무고한
You'd feel like the video itself of the assault would be something a little bit more like, you can tell that's not like a quarrel. It's a full-on assault. You see, you can hear all the audio now, and
피고인들의 이 사건
it's
범행은
just
죄 없는 무고한 한 가장이 사망하고 운전자 친구가 식물인간 선고를 받는 등 그럼에도 피고인들은 이 법정에 이르러서도 범행을 부인하고 여전히 잘못을 뉘우치지 않고 있다.
can't even imagine what she's feeling.
사망의 제의 책임을
Getting a
미아비
teenagers not taking responsibility
교통사고 처리 특례법이
for the fact as well. They again are shown as someone which are not even feeling what they've done, and they proved that because of what we've seen before. But like going to nightclubs, taking photos, not even caring that again one of their friends is in a coma. Yeah, I personally wouldn't say they're friends. It's just like
사건 이렇게 키워놓고 이제 와서 또 뭐라고요? 교통법을 적용한다고요? 무죄를 선고하고 무면허, 사문서 위조,
seriously.
주민등록법 위반에 대해서는
God, did you see their parents almost cheering?
과거 전력,
Even they're not responsible, and to me,
소년 보호 사건으로 함이
not really good parents.
소년부 송치 결정을 한다.
No. No, that's not a reaction. It's not a reaction. It's not a reaction. There's no way. There's no way.
그냥 보호 처분으로 끝내버립시다. 다시 기회 잡아서 애들 정과자 만드는 것보다 보호 처분이 저 아이들에게 더 나을 겁니다.
정말 소년들을 위한
Yeah, so that's the question I was asking myself.
소년 사건을
안 됩니다. 이상 재판을 마치겠습니다.
아니요. 아니 이렇게 끝내면 안 되죠. 그러면 제 남편은 누가 죽인 겁니까? 네? 아니, 왜 제 남편 얘기는 하나도 없고 그럼 제 남편 억울하게 죽었는데 그러면 그거 누가 책임집니까? 네? 아니 그게 아니라
여기 계속 있을 겁니까?
She's just gonna walk off. don't know, again, I might be tunnel visioning this, but for me that's incredibly wrong. You need to at least account the situation as something. That was just a hard scene to see, especially when they were cheering. I hate that. Like, what irresponsibility, it's just horrible. There's no way this case can end like this. Again, but then again, you can imagine cases don't always go to plan, and it could be one of them cases which don't get the full justice out of the case, but it's just, it's agitating.
선보가 잘못됐다고 생각해?
I just couldn't let that go. If that's played out like that, I really couldn't let that go. I really couldn't. I'm sorry, but to end the case like that, like, it's like no one's been again deemed responsible. To me, like, again, so you have the teen who's in coma. It's just, this is messed up. This is messed up, that the fact they're able to walk out. Do you really think they're going to think what they did, honestly? Jesus. They know nothing about their own kids, that's the thing.
운전자 쪽으로 돌렸던 핸들로 그 모든 충격을 각도석이 먼저 받았기 때문에.
I felt it was funny playing with someone's life. To me, that's all really she could do there. The case ended in that way.
그래도 산 사람이니까.
Let them think about what they've done.
잊지 말라는 말 않겠습니다. 적어도 알고는 있어야죠. 재판 결과를 떠나 지금 이 순간 나는
아니요, 됐어요. 필요 없어요.
저기 아들 그렇게 되고 나니까 그제야 정신이 들더라고요. 우리 애가 무슨 짓을 저질렀는지.
And the emotions they feel, it's just something which you're seeing from a far point of view, someone who's spectating this situation and case. Again, you can get annoyed, you can get sad and upset from viewing this, but again, it's never going to be the same as this. The people who are actually involved and who get infected long term from the cases. God, and I was saying, at least with what we've seen, like, again, it doesn't mean it's a successful failure, but with all the cases again getting completed to a way there's some type of punishment, again, there will be punishment, but it still feels like this case is a failure. And again, the full amount of justice has not been delivered on this case at all. It's just, it is sad. Sad.
이게 뭐예요?
좋아하는 책이야. 거기 군데군데 밑줄 쳐놨으니까 거기라도 한번 봐봐. 언제든 다시 시작.
He tried to improve. He tried. Oh, just from obviously seeing this, you hope as well that other people maybe in similar positions also could change as well and be similar to obviously this guy, but more fortunate because obviously he had kind of the worst outcome here, and but hopefully in other cases it's something which they do improve and get better and don't have to go across anything like this, because this is the worst case scenario.
피해자라고 법이 모두를 보호해 준 건 아니니까. 법은 증거에 의해 판단하니까.
원래 법이 그래. 알잖아.
I feel like the way she vents out all this stress and has via running, because again she's not really an emotional type, so where does she let it all out? Because it's bad to keep everything in. It's a lot of water. I feel like that's going to be the case. So a little bit more there of a backstory. So this will be the next case. It's connection. It's connection. Previous offender, maybe on something to do with the case she was in. I don't know. Oh. God. Oh. So that is episode 8, and now we have the last 2 episodes. I think again the last 2 will be that case. It's a rape case, which we saw, and again we saw the judge have that reaction. It's the worst case. It's horrible. It's horrible. I really don't like them type of cases. I don't know really what to expect from the last 2 episodes. Again, obviously there's a connection there between the judge in this case, and again there might be a position where maybe she might not be able to be involved because of the situation. I'm guessing it's to do with, again, the other judge which got introduced. Maybe it was a case, I don't know, because from what I kind of see from the judge is that I think she's a person that she puts on a strong output, maybe, and a strong kind of look, but I think inside she is, again, hurt and very fragile, and I think that is probably the reason is due to that case, which we will probably see, and I'm guessing it's to do with that guy, and maybe it's something similar. Maybe again it could be she had like a daughter or something, and it's to do with him. And again, we haven't seen her family or anything like that. We saw that bloke which come I'm guessing that might have been someone maybe was working on the case, or it could be her partner at that time. I think it possibly could be. And again, maybe it's horrible, but you kind of think about the worst case scenario. Maybe the daughter died or something, and they couldn't get the case sorted out and get justice. And that's what I'm seeing from what I'm viewing. Oh, it's very emotional again. That almost got me near the end again with her reaction, because it's such a different reaction from her, and you kind of just think, what is the case? And it's just I can tell the last 2 episodes are going to be very difficult to watch. But yeah, going obviously from the case which we just had, it's a neither win or loss scenario. I guess the victim again, which was most linked to the situation again, obviously was the driver of that and the team, like we know. But again, she made a very good point as well, and a point which maybe clarifies the system is like evidence. That is the thing. And again, if you don't have evidence, the other like kind of people who are involved and should be almost punished cannot obviously get what they deserve without obviously having the evidence to kind of put them in a position where they can get a punishment from the system. And we saw that right there again. I feel like the evidence possibly was there somewhere, but again, I think from the other judge, who was like, it's all about speed, it was like, it didn't help the situation at all. And to me, it was a position where they just, even though the 2 judges didn't want that to happen, it kind of did. It kind of got ended quick, and there wasn't really much more. I think they could have extended it further and possibly found evidence, but again, it was pretty clear that it was something which they wanted to end. And it's hard really where to place it. Is it something, again, if you were in their position, it would be something, well, yeah, you've got to kind of move on at some point to get on with other cases, because there's other cases out there. But then again, you're thinking the fact that someone's lost their life and how big of a case it is as well. It's like it is difficult, but again, to me, it's like you see everything very clearly, and I think that's why I like it as well. This is another thing for this show I like. Again, it shows very clearly of what's going on, and kind of again the wrongs and the rights with the system, which I kind of went over last episode. At the end, I kind of went over the fact that there's a lot good and there's a lot of bad. And again, it just really depends on your own opinion if it's more bad than good. But yeah, again, that was episode 8 of the Juvenile Justice show. And again, I will move on to episode 9 tomorrow. So yeah, I will do that. But again, I really appreciate everyone for keeping along with this series. I am enjoying it. Again, it's not like a drama or anything like that where again, it's I wouldn't really put it as something like I'm really like excited and like, oh, I cannot wait, because it's a completely different kind of view I have on this show. Again, I'm very intrigued and interested to see how the case is done, but again, it's still very sad, and again, it's something which you don't really want to be looking forward to, is seeing all these cases, because again, to me, this again potentially could probably be the worst case. Again, we've had assault, and all the cases have been really sad and upsetting, but then there's some cases which to me think is something which is more wrong than others, and yeah, and again, that will be the next episode, and obviously I will do that and yeah, try and give my opinion of what I think. And but yeah, I will catch you guys in the next video. Cheers everyone, bye.